In a world where technology is shaping the future, one platform is making tech education accessible, engaging, and career driven. Welcome to GUVI, where learning meets opportunity. At GUVI, we believe in empowering learners with the skills they need to excel in the digital world. Whether you're a beginner, a professional, or someone looking to switch careers, we have the perfect learning path for you. Our courses are designed to be simple, engaging, and available in multiple languages, including Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Hindi to break learning barriers. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, learners across India trust GUVI, but our reach goes beyond borders. Our platform is used by students from across the globe, making the tech education truly international. GUVI stands out with its unique learning experience, self-paced courses, mentor-driven live sessions, and hands-on coding exercises. Our platform offers a comprehensive ecosystem with Code Kata, sharpen your coding skills and prepare for interviews. Web Kata, build foundational front-end and back-end development skills. SQL Kata, master SQL concepts in relational database management. Live Zen classes, a structured learning program with expert mentorship, real-time doubt clearance, and 24x7 support to ensure a seamless learning experience. Engage in intensive programs with placement guidance, such as IITM Pravatak Certified Full Stack Web Development Program and Data Science Program. Our vision is simple yet powerful to make high-quality tech education accessible to everyone. We are on a mission to bridge the skill gap and create job-ready professionals by providing industry-relevant training backed by experts from top tech companies. GUVI has transformed the careers of over 3 million learners globally, with thousands securing jobs in leading companies. Our strategic partnership with esteemed institutions like IIT Madras, IIM Ahmedabad, and the industry's leading tech giant HCL has fortified our mission to deliver cutting-edge knowledge and skills. We take pride in our industry-recognized certification that validates our learners' expertise. GUVI is accredited by National Skills Development Corporation (NSDC) and has established strategic partnerships with Google for Education, AICTE, AWS, Google Cloud, IITM Pravatak, UiPath, and NASCOM. Our dedication to transforming tech education has been acknowledged with numerous accolades, including Z National Achievers Award 2022, recognized as the best Chennai training partner by UBS Forums. Setting a record for the most users taking an online computer programming lesson in 24 hours. Guinness World Record for largest online coding lesson. Our collaborations extend beyond education. GUVI has strong partnerships with leading tech companies such as Google, Zoho, Freshworks, and PayPal for talent acquisition and training. We are also proud to be associated with HCL, providing career growth opportunities for our learners. These honors and collaborations solidify our reputation as a leading edtech platform. Are you ready to elevate your career? Join GUVI today and embark on your journey to success. Your future begins here. Visit www.guvi.in and unlock your potential today.
Hi all, welcome back to day 2 of workshop. Hope I'm audible to you. Am I? Yes, good evening. How are you all? Excited for the day 2 session? Yeah, good evening. Yeah, okay. Cool. I saw a couple of, posts in the LinkedIn, people, completed your task and shared with the tags. It was easy for me to see that. I do remember that, one candidate named Vidya Dishan and Rajarajan, a couple of you completed, task, the Google AI Studio task, and it was really, exciting to see. And I feel, we did something yesterday, right? And I make sure that, we'll continue the same today. And as I promised, we'll discuss about, yeah, Sunil also, yeah. So I will discuss about RAG today. We'll discuss, pipeline, the RAG components, everything today. Okay. Let me share my screen. Let me know once it is visible. Okay. Sure. Okay. Is my screen is visible? Are you able to see my PPT? Yes. Okay. As I said yesterday, okay, the same thing. Just concentrate on the session. Join via laptop. Keep pen and paper, okay, handy, and you know, um, we will not provide recordings. Okay, so be attentive. Okay, fine. Um, so before jumping into the actual topic, this is my usual trend, and it is good to revise what we discussed yesterday, right? So what we discussed yesterday, a quick recap. What are all things we discussed yesterday? What you learned actually? What are the new things you learned yesterday? Come on, guys. No, put your answer in the chat box. Okay. Google AI Studio, fundamentals of Gen AI, machine learning. Okay. AI fundamentals, how AI works. Okay. Evaluation. Okay. RAG works. Okay. What is meant by AI machine learning? Okay, great. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. So what we are gonna discuss today? ML. Okay. So now tell me what we are gonna discuss today. I just gave a very brief about today's topic. By end of yesterday session. No. Yeah, RAG. But under RAG, what are the components there? What are the steps involved in the RAG pipeline? Yep. Key component under RAG. Okay, what is RAG? RAG. Okay, checking vector database. Okay. What is RAG? Yep. Retrieval augmented generation. Okay. What are the components will come, or what are the steps falls under retrieval augmented generation? Okay, fine. Chunking, embedding, vector store. Okay, great. Fine. Um, so these are the topics we are gonna see today. Okay, just give me a minute. I will move this towards right. Okay. Okay. So for today, yeah, RAG architecture in depth. Okay, we'll deep dive on the topic. Okay, which includes chunking, embedding, and once we embedded, we'll store it in the database, vector database, and then as per user query, we'll retrieve relative chunks from the database. Okay, and then we'll rank it. We'll do the arrangements. We'll give the priority for the top ranked chunks, and then we'll generate the output. Okay, we'll do the end-to-end step, and we'll discuss few pitfalls and the best practices. Okay, so if you want to do chunking, I believe I said about chunking yesterday. If not, we'll talk in depth. Okay, reference from knowledge document. Okay, great. So yeah, cool. So what we are building today, okay, by end of today's session, okay, you will understand how to build a RAG pipeline, or you will have an idea what are the key components of the flow of a RAG application, RAG application. Okay, so for no, the most important and the first step is your document. We need data, right? So loading a data. Okay, first we need to load the data. Okay, and the resources are lot. We'll load it directly a variable, or we'll load it as a Word document, PDF document, and there are many things. Even from database, from any server, we can load it from there. We can scrap it, or we can use APIs, and we can directly fetch it from the online. There are many sources. We'll see a couple of things today. Okay, a few things. Once we loaded, we'll do the chunking. Okay, and then chunking in the sense, okay, chunk, right? A piece, right? So what is the importance of chunking? All we'll discuss how to do the chunking, and then embedding. Okay, then it comes to vector database. We'll convert into vector, and we'll put it in the appropriate database, and then retrieval. Okay, why we need to do this? Okay, so are we really, we are using, as I said yesterday, it is working along with LLM, right? So are we going to retrain the model? No, actually, we are not gonna retrain the model. Instead of that, we are just prompting the model. Okay, we are using the LLM, and we are giving the prompt along with the retrieved information and the question, and the LLM will work. Okay, what type of LLM we can use? We can use any LLM. We can use any language model. Okay, for generation, and we can use any embedding model to convert the chunks into vectors. Okay, so we can access our private data with the LLM, and it will be within us. We are not going to train it. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, yeah, I will do everything. I will do in a code file, and I will show you. Okay, sure is fine. So in the RAG, there are two segments. Okay, we'll say indexing pipeline and query pipeline. Okay, we'll do coding for everything one by one. Okay, so indexing, this comes the major part. Okay, it is a one-time process. Okay, or like on a very no, not very frequently, but on a good interval we'll do it. Okay, whenever the new data gets into picture, we'll do this. If not, we'll not do this indexing process on a regular time. It's a one time process. What we'll do in this, okay, we'll collect the raw data. Okay, and then we'll extract the text, and we'll do the chunking and embedding. Okay, we'll do embed, and then we'll store it in the database. This is one segment. Other segment, it is like query part. We have entire database, right? Means we have a lot of data, we converted and we stored in the database. It is available in the database. It will not be useful if I keep it over there, right? So what I have to do, if I want to use it, if I need something only I can use. No, so what I will do, if I if I need, in a sense, I will query, I will ask. So whenever I ask a question, okay, again the question will be converted into vector format. Okay, so query is converted, and the vector database is there. It will go, it will check for the similar content. Okay, and then it will retrieve the relevant chunks. Okay, and it will retrieve, and will do the will create a appropriate answer for the question. Okay, this is the overall thing we are gonna do. Okay, so I'll start showing you this. 1 minute. Just give me a minute. Okay, fine. I hope you can able to see my um, Colab file. How many of you use Colab? How many of you use Colab? Okay. Many? Okay. No? Okay. So if you're not sure, I see very few, but still I will tell you how to use this one. Okay. Simple, it is a code file, Python notebook. Okay. So just go to Google, search as Colab, Google Colab or Colab Google. You will get a link. Okay. Just click on the welcome to Colab one. Okay. So just open this and you can see a lot of files. Okay. The Here you can click new notepad, notebook. Okay. Blocked. Someone said it is blocked. Is it visible now? I'm not getting. Is the okay? You are using your organization one. Okay, I thought my content is blocked. Okay. Try it in your local or your personal system. Okay, you can use Jupyter. Okay, you can use your VS Code in the local machine or Jupyter notepad notebook. Okay, okay, fine. And cool. So this is how. So you can simply write, and if you execute, it'll work. Okay, print hello world. It's okay. So simple. Okay, it'll work. Okay. So this is a simple one. I will show you my file. Okay, we'll start. We'll use this one. Okay. By end of the session, I will share this IPNB file with you. Okay. Cool. For your reference. Okay. But before getting into this, I'm gonna, we are gonna use, you know, model also, Google model. Okay, embedding models and text generation model. Okay, since many of you are having a very basic machine, and if you load the local model, it will take a lot of time. No, so I will guide you how to create a API key. Okay, and how to use server based one. Okay, simple. Yesterday we discussed about Google AI Studio, right? I showed you how to go to Google AI Studio. The same way, go to Google AI Studio. Here you can see dashboard. Click on this. Okay. Click on this. As soon as you click the dashboard, you can see API keys. Here you click on create API. Okay. Give some name. Give some name of your API key and create a project. Click on this. Mention some project name and click create. Okay. I already have a API key. I will be using that. Okay. So I will be using that one. You create it. Okay. Just maybe if I want, I can show you something like this. You will get it. Okay. So when you click this, you will get a new API key within few minute. Okay. This is the one. Okay. So this one. Okay. This is your API key. Okay. Just copy this one. Okay. Copy this and keep it. Okay. I will tell you. Just I'm deleting it now because I'm not gonna use it. I already have a different one. Okay. So in Colab, try to use your API keys in a secret way. Okay. Simple in Colab, go to this key area. Okay. So here click on add new secret, give some name. Okay. Some ABCD, paste it. Okay. Just enable this one. Okay. If you enable it, you can use it. Okay. So I think you can see one API key here. Okay. Gemini API I mentioned. No, I will be using this one. Okay. So I'm enabling this. Okay, cool, fine. Can you repeat? Okay, you want me to repeat? So you can see my Google AI Studio, right? Are you able to see my Google AI Studio? Yes. Okay. Now this is the page, or go to Google, search browser. Okay, Google AI Studio. Search like this. Okay. First link. Open this one, or you can click this one also. You will redirect to this area. Okay, and then go to dashboard. Here, dashboard. Okay, When you click dashboard, you will get all this option. Click on the API key. Okay. By default, it will come. If not, you click on the API key. And in the right side, okay, create API. Okay. Here, give some name. Okay. First API, and I will tell you, Ayush, wait. Okay. Then give your some project name and just click on the create. You will get the API key. The pop-up will come. There you can copy. Okay. What is API? Ayush was asking. So API is a key. See, the model is already saved in some server. Okay. As I said, I can use the model in my local. Correct. In my local system, I can use, but because of the computational power, because of the resources, it will take a lot of time. Instead of that, what I can do, I can keep my required document or model in somewhere else, and I can use via API key. Okay, here Google deployed it in their server, and they are giving their API key. If you create this, and wherever you use this, you can directly use this. What you'll do, whenever you request, your request will go to their server. Okay, the Google server. There, all the process will happen, and the result will come back to your system. Okay, this is how the API key will work. Cool. Okay, fine. So clear, Ayush? Okay, clear. Fine, good, great. I'll go back. I'll close this. Close this. Okay. First one, data loading. Okay. So data loading. Okay. Let's take for today. We'll say we'll load a normal, plain text using a variable, and sorry, and then we'll load a Word document, a commonly used one for now. Okay, Word document and a PDF file. We'll try three things. Okay, today. Fine. Something like, okay. Before that, I will maybe what will take India Wikipedia. Yeah. You go to this. We'll copy this one. Okay. I'll copy till here. A plain text. We need some good amount of text, no? So I'm copying this. Okay. So plain text equal to this is the value. I'm pasting, right? Okay. So when you give the value within three double quotes, okay, here three double quotes, and here also three double quotes you can give. When you give with three double quotes, you can enter multiple lines of value. Okay. So that is why I'm using three double quotes. This is one empty cell. Okay. Just okay. Fine. So simply we can load like this for first time. First time it will load. It will take some time. Just okay. Got it. Okay. So you can see print len of how many words we have in here, plain text. Okay. So I loaded. There is another way. There is another way to load a text. Okay. Okay. Using a lang chain. You know what is lang chain? It's a framework. Okay. It's a framework related to a task. Okay. How it will help us. Okay. Instead of loading, this is not only to load this one, it has a lot of features. For the entire RAG application, RAG application, we'll use this lang chain. Okay. Here and there. Why? Instead of writing each and every line of code, instead of manually writing everything, this lang chain is already having a framework. A simple, a single line can do hundreds of line task. Okay, maybe here you may not be able to compare or the difference. You can't see huge difference, but in the upcoming cells you can see a huge difference. Okay, so first I need to install it in my system. Okay, and then I'll be importing. Once it is done, I already have the code. If I write everything, maybe here it is very few lines, but we are gonna do a lot of things, no? So I already written in the other file, so I'm just pasting. Don't think I will explain each and every segment. Okay, if I write, it will take 3 to 4 hours for everything. Okay, that is the only reason. Okay, I installed in my system, but that is not sufficient. I'm importing the particular file also. Okay, so here I'm loading as a document. Why I need to load a document here? Load as a document. Okay. See, I will tell you the difference. Okay. This document option gives no many feature, but primarily two we are gonna use. One is a page content. Okay, one is a page content. Inside that we can enter our entire text, whatever is required. Other one is a metadata. Okay, metadata. What is metadata? Metadata is nothing but three double quotes is commonly used for comment section. Okay, but it is not only for comment section. Okay, if you give equal to, and if you assign it to the variable, it will help you to no it will assign the entire value into the variable. Okay, fine. Yeah, I will share the file by EOD. Okay, fine. Okay. Why metadata? Why metadata? Okay, so not just this information. Okay, you can add additional information related to this document. Okay, for example, I will tell you. Okay, you are say here I'm giving. Okay, something like this. Okay, I can give title. Okay, and India. Okay, and source. Instead of manual input, I can say Wikipedia. Okay, and I can say page one. Okay, why it is important? 1 minute. Okay, why it's important? In the future, okay, when we retrieve the document, okay, when we retrieve the document, it will help us to filter instead of searching the entire database. Maybe you can use with the filters. Okay, means you can use with the metadata. Or as I said yesterday, we saw right the output for a no internet reimbursement claim. It gave a citation, right, where the information is from. Okay, for that this metadata will help you. Okay, this is the information. Okay, India is a subcontinent from the subcontinent from Africa, no longer so and so. It is saying something. Okay, so this will come as a output, as an answer. Along with that, it will give the title is India, and this information is collected from Wikipedia from the page one. Something. Okay, this will give additional information to the result, and also we can use it for the filtration purpose. Okay, cool. So if you check this one, plain text. Okay, if you check this one, type of plain text, it is a string. Okay, here if you check this one, sorry, docs. Okay, or I will give some other name so you won't get confused. Okay, uh, text underscore docs. Okay, I will give this type of docs. Okay, list. Okay, so because it is enclosed within the one, and if I say the first value, if I take the first value alone, it will show. It's taking a little time. Yeah, you can see it's a LangChain framework document format value. Okay, cool. So we just loaded using a normal text. Okay, what if you want to load a Word document? Okay, loading a, this is plain text. I'll give this as a plain text. And then second one is a Word doc. How to load data from a Word document. Okay. How to load a data from the Word document. For that, for a simple loader, okay, for simply loading Word document, I need this file, Python docs file. Okay, I need this package. Okay, and I need to mention document. Okay, before that, if you are using Google Colab, you need to upload your file over here. Okay, just click on this. Okay, in the file section, you need to upload. Either you can click using this one or simple drag and drop. Okay, I'm uploading couple of files now only. Got it? I uploaded one HR policy document which we used yesterday. Okay, and also sample resume PDF document I used. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, again I'm using docs. Okay, simple loader. Okay, and I'm giving the path. How to take this path? Go to the file, click on this, copy path. Okay, so I'm now defining all this within a function, user defined function, doc. I'm passing this. It will read parawise in this document. Parawise, it will iterate and will capture the text. So here you can see. Okay, this is using simple Word document. Okay, and if I check this one, we minimize this type of this string. Okay, and also I will tell you how to do this with doc format. Okay. For that, I need again pip install LangChain community package. Okay. Restart the session. Okay, it's done, I believe. Okay, we'll start. And I need few more packages. Okay. For other PDF and everything, I will load it now only. Okay. Instead of loading everything separately, I'll use this. Cool. Yeah, successfully install all the packages. Now to load the Word document, I need LangChain community document loader. Okay, in that I'm importing docx format. The Word document will be saved in the docx, no? So there is a package called docx to text loader. Okay, I'm using that. Okay, see, I got couple of questions in the chat asking uh, how it is working. Okay, we are just seeing or we are now uh, discussing how to load different types of data. Okay, different types of data. Data will be collected from various sources, right? So one format is like you will upload in the future in your organization. You will have the data in the Word document, correct? In some cases, you will have the data in the Word document. Yes, right? Yes, no. Is it necessary to have only in one format? So Word document also will use. Will use PDF. There are many documents. Mostly they will use as a PDF. They will have it as a PDF. I'm explaining in the beginning from beginning. Just try to catch it up. Okay. Swarup Swarup. Okay. So and sometimes we'll get the values directly. As here I shown. I will share you the file. Okay. So I will share you this file by EUOD after completing the entire file. Okay. So now you just concentrate here. Okay. And first set is like plain. Okay. One we discuss, Word can be one possible, PDF can be another possibilities. Other one is like from server. Okay. Or other thing is scrapping from online. Okay. If you are scrapping, there are codes. This one I copied and pasted here, right? But there are cases where we can directly scrap it from online, from Wikipedia, and we can pass it to the variable name. Okay. If I scrap it, this entire text will be stored in a variable. Okay. In that case, how to load it? That is what we are discussing. Okay. LangChain is one framework. Okay. For example, if you want, what is framework? Okay. Set of rules or set of set of lines are already written and made as a function. If you use one single line or very few line, here I'm using, actually it is a single line code. Okay, I will show you the actual thing here. It's a single line code. Okay, to make more visible, I use this way. Okay, so this is a completely one line. It starts from here and ends here. It is actually one line content, but I made it as a separate line. But with this one line function in the backend, it has hundreds of line to load it and to create a metadata in a different format. Okay. And in the future also, okay. In upcoming slides, upcoming, cells will load the Gemini models. Okay. Will load the Google models. Okay. With a single line, we can easily integrate Google model with the API keys. Okay. LangChain or any frameworks, if you take any frameworks, it will help you to write a code in a simple way. Okay. So here I'm using LangChain. Okay. To load the text data, first one. And then I'm using another function. Okay. You can start using it, or you will get to know once you started using frameworks or when you started learning Python in depth. Okay. So for loading the Word document, I'm using this line, LangChain community document loaders. Okay. Under the document loaders, there are many files, but I'm using docx. Okay. For this, for loading this file, this is the docx. No, if you see, I will show you rename. I will show you the end. Go to this. The file format is docx. Correct. So to load this format, I'm using docx to text loader. Previously it was direct text, but now it is in a document format. No, here if you see, seeing previously for here, I'm loading, I'm giving the path, and I'm using for loop and returning. Okay, and I'm using no para to text. There are a lot of codes, but all these are not required now. With a simple code, okay, I can load it along with the metadata. Okay, along with metadata. I'll show you now. Okay, that's it. I'm just importing and I'm giving docx, go to this, docx to text loader, and this is the path. And then I will say just load. When I say docx just load, that's it. Wait, I should run this line. Why I am converting document into text loader? Okay, so document, it is a file, right? Okay, so I need to scrap or extract the text from the particular document. Okay, so and I have to read it, extract it. Okay, then only I can chunk it. The next concept will come. Okay, chunking. Okay, which means splitting the document. Okay, what is the importance of chunking? I will talk. Okay, but if we want to do all this, if I assume I said we need to put it in the vector database, right? I can't directly throw the Word document to the vector database. Okay, I have to do some steps. In that, the first step is extracting data from Word document or extracting data from PDF document. Okay, simple. Long lang chain is used to simplify our codes. Okay, it has inbuilt codes in the back end. When we use one or two lines, within one or two lines only, we can achieve a lot of things. Okay. Likewise, there are many frameworks we have. For here, we are using LangChain. Okay. So now the above cell is run, and now I can run this one. Okay. See, now same thing. You can see previously to load a document, I defined a function. I defined all this here in a simple way I showed you, and I call this function, right? But here I didn't define any functions. I used existing function. Simply in the package, it is there. I'm just loading the package and I'm calling this function. The data is load. Okay, I'll show you. You can see the documents are loaded. Okay, if you want to see only the content, okay, page content. Okay, so HR policy, all the informations you can see. Okay, and I can show the I can print it. I will print it so it will be in a good way. The entire document, entire HR policy is loaded. You can see, right? With a single line or two line, we can achieve a huge process in very few lines. That is why we are using frameworks. Okay. Okay. What is function? Okay. Function. Okay. If you want to execute a same line of code multiple times, okay, that case again and again, instead of writing again and again, you can define it in within the function, so you can easily call it and you can use it. Okay, for example, you trained one person on how to teach Gen AI. Okay, you trained. Okay, and if you say go and teach him or go and teach to one person. Okay, a trained person is called a function definition, and I am instructing, right? I am function calling. When I'm saying that he will go and teach, right? That's it. Okay. And again, next time when I say go and teach the other person, he will do that. Okay. A task is defined one time, but whenever I say that same task is executing multiple time, right? So for same task, instead of doing no writing multiple times, I will define once, and whenever I call, the same set of line will automatically execute. Okay. Cool. In a simple words. Fine. We loaded Word document. Okay. And now we'll check how to load PDF document. I will give the this one, PDF document. I will directly go with the LangChain concept. Okay. For that, I just need, okay, last time I used same document loader. I mentioned the particular package name was docx2 text loader. Here we have PyPDF loader. This is the package name. Okay. If you started using, you can know, and it is not necessary to memorize all the time. Okay. The names and everything is already available online in the official websites. Once you started learning, you can use that one. Okay. So here and simply as like previous time. Okay. As like previous time, I can say, okay, like loader equal to py PDF, and it is already set. See, I just defined the path, and here copy path. Now I'm reading PDF file. So content sample resume.pdf. Okay. I will show you. Not sure if it can be readable. Okay, fine. I'll show you this document as well. Can you able to see the sample resume? Some sample resume. Can see, right? So this one only I loaded in the file. Okay, you can see Karthik Tangadurai, data scientist, so on so on. Okay. The entire file is saved over here. Okay, or loaded. Okay, these are the few types of loading a data. We just simply loaded the data. Okay, we didn't do anything using LangChain. LangChain is a framework which will help us to do a task in a in a easy way. Okay, so I just install this line and I imported the packages. Using a package, I gave the path, it read. That's it. Okay, or you want me to show the actual loading, how to load this with a basic code, the entire code without a LangChain. LangChain will take, without LangChain, it needs to, we need almost 4 to 5 lines at least. Okay. For us, this is a simple task. That is why the actual code line is very, like a 5 to 6 lines. And here we are using 2 lines. But if you take, there are many tasks will come in next lines. Okay. It will have, the backend will have, 15 to 20 lines. For some packages and all, 100 lines. Okay. Fine. I loaded the data. Now loading is done. Okay. Second, chunking. Okay, or I will put splitting, data splitting. Text splitting. Okay. Fine. Again, for that, I will use sorry. I need this package, this software. Okay, not software, a library. Okay, LangChain text splitter. Okay, in the LangChain, we have text splitter. I'm just installing it. Okay. Once it is successfully installed, we can do the next step. No, tokenization, yeah, tokenization, it will do, some, word tokenizer, sentence tokenizer, something like that. Here I will see, okay, we will do, there are many techniques. I'll show you here. Under chunking, okay, fixed size, chunking, okay, like I need, chunking is nothing but, okay, assume you are reading a book. Okay, we are reading a book. Okay, how it will be, if one person read the entire book, it will be a little difficult, no, for a short process or some kind of process. Example, here we have lot of students, no, participants. Okay, so almost 200 people are here. Okay, and I have 1,000 pages book. If I ask one person to read the entire book, it will be difficult, no. Instead of that, if I split it into 10 pages, and if I give 10 pages for each person, compared to 1,000 pages, it will take smaller time, no. Yes, for each one of you, it will take lesser time to read 10 pages compared to 1,000 pages, right? So you read the chunks, you read pages, okay? And I will ask you in the future, for example, you read the pages and I'm asking a question from particular page. I'm not sure where it is, but if I'm asking, no, 200 people are there, I'm asking, any one of you have read concept called tokenization, okay? If it is there in your page, you will answer, right, sir? Yes, in my page, in my set of pages, the tokenization is available. You will respond, right? Correct. Instead of asking one person, that one person also, even if he read the complete page, complete 1,000 pages, for him it will be taking lot of time to revise in which page I read the tokenization, where I read, and he has to turn the pages and pages, and then he will check and he'll say, yeah, sir, I read the time consumption. Okay, and the memory consumption, everything matters, right? But if I split it, it will be easy process, right? That is why we are doing here also same way. Okay, instead of a big content, we are splitting into multiple chunks. Okay, we are splitting it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, cool, fine. I will share I hope you can see whiteboard. I got it now, thank you. Okay, great, fine. So now it is like a book. Okay, now I loaded in my PY format. Okay, now what I have to do, next step, it is like, instead of this, instead of entire this one, what I will do, I'll split it like this. On what basis we can split? Okay, there are many techniques, but I will say few techniques now. Okay, one is like fixed number. Okay, if it is like every 200, if the no, for every 200 character. Okay, for example, A, B, C, and one space D, E, F. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 7 character. Likewise, every 200 character, you make one chunk. Clear? This is one technique. That is what we call it as, okay, fixed size. Okay, fixed size. Oh, used my. Sorry, I have drawn that over there. Okay, there is a book. We loaded. Okay, after loading, what we will be doing, we will be um, splitting it. Okay, like multiple chunks. So under chunking, under chunking, we'll see two things. One is like a fixed one, fixed size. Okay, 200 or 500. You can give any numbers. Okay, or 700. Okay, 700, something, 1000, 2000. Okay, but I'll tell you. But optimal is like, no, if it is very less, number of chunks will be increased. Okay, the issue is when you reduce the chunk size like 50, 100. Okay, chunks count will increase. When you increase the chunks, character size, if you put it like 5500, 2000, number of chunks will be reduced, but each chunk will again have a lot of data. So when you compare it, it will take time. Okay, the similarity, everything. And when you pass it to the model, token size also will calculate it. Okay, maybe if you are using Claude A, you will know. Okay, it has some restriction limits. If you ask some questions and if it generates something per day, it has a limit. Okay, same way, whatever input you are giving, whatever output you are getting, everything has a limit. Okay, and in case if you are taking this, 1 minute. Yeah, yeah, I only unmuted. I'm sorry, muted. Okay, so when you increase the size of the character, okay, then number of chunks will be less, but each chunk will have a lot of data, and when you pass it to the LLM, it will consume a lot of tokens. Okay, and again it will affect the costing. Okay, so optimal will be right, like you can maintain around 500. Okay, 500 to 1000 something you can maintain. Okay, and if again uh, based on the document size also, you have to calculate if the document content itself very less. In that case, if you have 500 chunks or 500 character or 1000 characters, it will cover in single thing, right? In a single chunk. So based on chunks also you take a call. Okay. So optimally you can think about around 500. Okay. And how it will work? Okay. You can give okay, you can give some delimiters. Okay. Usually for fixed length we'll give empty space. We'll not give anything. Okay. Because it's already fixed, and if I mention something, it will not work in appropriately. So I will talk about delimiters now again. Instead of that, we can use recurring text splitter. Okay, recurring one. Okay, how this will work? Here also, I will mention some chunk size. Okay, along with that, this will give multiple option. Okay, I can give new line. Okay, I'll tell you how it works. I will show an example and double new line. Okay, single new line and dot. Okay, and then some empty spaces I can mention. How this one will work? Okay, first it will check, it will start here. Okay, for example, your content is like this. Okay, and here you have 100. Okay, or assume 200 words character here, 200 character here, 200 character here in this line. Okay, each dashes represent one line of content. Okay, how this one will work? It will start from here. Okay, and it will look for double new line. Okay, here one new line, one empty line. Okay, and here one empty line. The next line starts here, assume. Okay, so first it will check for this one where the double new line is there, and it will check whether it is less than 500 or above the 500. If it is less than 500, fine. Okay, but if the total number of characters is above 500, what it will do? It will go for single new line. Okay, there is no single new line gap. Okay, in that case it will go look for dot. For example, if there is any dot over here, assume if there is any dot over here, what it will do? It will take this as a one chunk. Chunk one. And again, it will start from here. Okay. And assume here it is, or this one I said 500, right? So we'll change it. Okay. 500 size. Dot and 500. So here it is 200 words. Here it is 200 words. Here some dot is here. Okay, assume. Click close it here. Assume here there is a dot and it is less than 500. Okay, 50 words here and 150 words here. Okay, so it will close here. So for the chunk one, it has 450 words, 450 characters, not words, 450 characters. Okay, in case the chunk itself has only, assume nothing is here, we'll start here. Okay, something, a new document which has only like this, and there is empty line, a new line, and here it has a 200 character, 200 character. So when I pass this one, it has a double new line, no, and total number of character itself 400. So the entire thing will be one chunk. Okay, so this is how it will split. Okay, it will split with a multiple condition. Okay, one is like fixed length. Okay, whatever it is, I will go with the specific number of character. And second one is with the delimiters, like paragraph, between the paragraph, or if there is one line gap, or if there is any comma, if there is any dot, based on that it will split. Okay, and one more thing we should, double new line, single new line, is there? No, there is no big difference. Okay, in some documents, okay, I will open this given by us. Okay, okay, wait. Okay, Can you able to see Word document? Word document? Yes. For example, there is no line gap. After this line, this line, this line, this line. And here, if you see, there is one line gap, no? There are some documents which has double line gap. Okay. To differentiate the segments. Okay. Or for example, this is one segment. And for this segment, under this, if I want to give, they'll give like this. Okay. Here, one new line. You can see, right? This is single new line. Single new line. But when the complete segment, the 2.3 is over, they will give double new line. Okay, wait, not here. Here, they will give double new line. Here already one new line. This is double new line. Can you see? This is the difference. This will sometimes they will represent double new line for separating the segments, and single new line for subsegments. Single new line gap for subsegments. Okay. So yeah. So as I said, first it will work with the delimiter, and once it check the delimiter, and it will check for the number of character in that particular segment. Okay. If this entire character is less than 500, fine. Okay. If not, it will reduce it. It will check for the another delimiter, single line. Okay. There is no single line. What is next? Dot. So it will come here. Okay. Here is the dot. Okay. And it will take this as a one chunk. Okay. We do use multiple other techniques. We'll see that. Where is the code file? Okay. Okay. For example, let's use this one. Okay. docx. The HR policy will use to split the content. Okay. I'm just making note here so I won't miss. I loaded this, then I have to import installed. Okay, then I have to import. Maybe I will import it here. One more concept is there. Okay, one more key thing we have to mention. Okay, so before getting into this, okay, can you see overlap here? Can you see overlap? What is overlap? Okay, there's nothing but when okay, I will show this. I will show you here. Okay, I will run this and then you will get an idea. What is overlap? Okay. Okay, fine. Maybe without overlap, I will give first. And I will run this. Okay, why it is reading this one? Sorry, since we used PDF last, it's taking this one. Okay, so chunk one. Is my screen is not visible or you are facing any issues? Is it clearly visible? Okay, so when I don't give this overlap, okay, as I said before, okay, how it will work? It will work like this. If the text is like this, okay, from here to here, chunk one. From here to here chunk 2. Okay, but what is the issue? Why? What is the importance of overlap? The content will start here and end will here. It may not be the complete sentence, right? It may not give the actual context or meaning. The actual information will be here also. Okay, and if I go directly with this one, a part of this one will be here. Okay, so to continue or to maintain the context, okay, what we'll do a portion of overlap. Okay, something like this. Okay, if it is like this many line. Okay, chunk 1 start here and it'll end here. Okay, chunk 1. Chunk 2, what I will do, some portion from here. Okay, and it'll go till here. Chunk 2. Here also some keywords are matching for chunk 1 also, chunk 2 also. Okay, this both the chunk will have some uniformity. Okay, and with that we can maintain or we can have the context. Okay, for that purpose we are giving overlap. Okay, for 500 words I'm giving something around 50 words as a overlap. Okay, now you can see chunk 1. I'll go to chunk 1. Okay, this is chunk 3, chunk 2. Okay, you can see, right? So Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. right? And here also, since I mentioned 50, so it's come from this Monday. Why? Start from here. From here it start the chunk 2. Okay, so this one will also have this timing. And even if I'm asking for some time based one, something like that, this both the chunk will help me to retrieve the complete context. Okay, assume if I didn't do that, and chunk 1 has Monday to Friday and chunk 2 has 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Maybe when I retrieve, if I get only chunk 1, it will not give the complete answer, right? So to maintain the context, we are doing a small portion of overlap. Okay, clear? Yes? No? This is the first one, fixed one. Okay, and second one will use with a multiple text splitter. Okay, for that I'm using recursive character text splitter. Okay, and the code for that is this one. Even there is a single line code. Okay, for a more readability, I just given with a multiple line. For you, I'm just pasting it like this. Okay, can you see? We can achieve this. We can create a lot of things within a single line. Okay, we're using a lang chain. Okay? And then some key names I'm giving. And then I'm reading this. Okay, how this one will work? Okay. Maybe first I will show you the length difference. A portion of length difference will be there. Len of chunk. First technique chunks. 11 chunks. I gave the entire HR document is split into 11. Okay, for the first technique, for the fixed length technique. Okay, and for the second technique, len of same 11. Okay, sorry, 12. Okay, one chunk extra because it used it stopped based on the words. Since it is a small document, you can see a very small difference, one. But if you are sending assume if it is a 1,000-page one with a character text splitter, you will see if it is 70 chunks or 100 chunks. In the recursive character text splitter, you can see instead of 70 you can see 75, 80, or instead of 100 you will see 120. Okay, why? So we mentioned some delimiters like stop wherever the paragraph ends, or stop wherever the dot ends, or stop it wherever the comma ends. Okay. Using delimiters, using the punctuation mark, we are closing chunks to maintain the context. Usually, if there is a period symbol dot, we can assume the particular sentence is over. No, so no need to go beyond period symbol and read it. No, that will no have a half of the information. If there is a period symbol and if I use it, if I stop it over there, I will have a good chunk. No, so that is why we are using the separators. Okay, if you can able to solve it, or if you can able to split it based on the paragraph, split it. That is the first objective. This is also paragraph, or if not, split it with a dot. If you are not finding any dots with 100 words, then go for a comma. Okay, so we splitted the content. Okay. So now contents are ready. Okay, we and okay, and we are maintaining the doc format. Okay, now we created. Wait, I will give the title. So when you read this one, it will help you. Uh, Fixed length, and then this one is for recursive. Okay, it use multiple separator and it will split it. Okay, so we loaded the data and we chunked it, means splitted it. Okay, what next? What is the next step? Balaji, yesterday we didn't use any resource file. I just showed the PPT and explained the concept. I used two tools. One is LM Studio. Okay, I will put in the chat. Yesterday, what are the tools I used? LM Studio, local one, and GPT for all, and I use Google A Studio. Since you asked a lot of time, I'm just putting it here. Let's come back to the topic. So we loaded the data, we split it, we chunked it. What is next? Vector database. Hariharan answer vector database. Okay. Okay. Vector database is store the used to store the value. But before that, it is in a text format. We need to convert into vector. No. Vector database is used to store the vectors. Before that, we need to convert. For that, we need to do embedding. Okay. Embedding is nothing but converting the text. Okay. How this embedding works? Actually, we have a models, embedding models. Okay, as like GPT. Okay, GPT is a chat model, right? We saw yesterday chat GPT, Claude, all these are chat models. Likewise, we have embedding models. What it will do? Okay, I will show you this. Okay, I have it in the PPT. Okay, yeah. So it will convert the words into numbers. Okay, but it will not like one or two. It learned thousands. It learned in, for example, let's take one model. GPT small, okay, small mini, no, 3 mini and all. Okay, this model I believe. Okay, embedding text GPT, OpenAI is text embedding model. Small will use, it will create 1536 dimension. Okay, it learn lot of data and it will create 1500 dimension, something like this. Okay, I can't write actually the exact one. It's a pen. Yeah. This is 2D, right? And this one, it is a kind of 3D, assume. Okay. This is something like this. Okay. If you want me to draw something like 4D, something like this. Okay. Likewise, a text embedding 3 small, that model will create 1536 dimension. Okay. And whenever a word or sentence comes into picture, it will place it somewhere here. For a 2 dimension, what this point we call it as? Somewhere, if it is a 10, and if it is a 5, how we will say 5 comma 10, correct? If it is here and this point or somewhere here, assume, okay, in this area and in this length, will no, assume it is somewhere in the 3D portion, you imagine, okay? So somewhere here, and somewhere here. Okay, if it is 10, if it is 5, and if it is 6, we call it as no 5 comma 10 comma 6. In this way, these models will create 1500 values. Okay, 1500 value. Okay, what is the benefit? Okay, so it will understand the meaning and it will paste it over here. When a new data point comes in, it will paste in here. So when you relate it, it will work in this way. How the similarity check will come when a new data point comes in, when you ask a question, that will also convert into embedding and it will place it over here. Okay, and it will check for a similar chunk. Okay, these two are similar chunk, wherein this one is a different one. Okay, example. Okay, if you say king, okay, kingdom, okay, and then prince and something like no tomato and apple. Okay, so if you plot this, okay, so we'll put, okay, assume somewhere the king, kingdom, prince, princess, and queen, all this will come somewhere here, but this tomato and apple will somewhere here. Okay, banana, all these will come somewhere here. When you add a new data point, something like what to say, uh, queen or prince, I will say princess. Okay, princess. Okay, when I enter new data point, it will match here automatically. Okay, that is how the vector will work. Okay, so we are converting the numbers and we'll check the similarity. For example, here if I say refund policy 30 days, it will create some numbers 0.23, so on so on. Okay, and when new data point comes in, okay, money back guarantee, this will also convert into vector, the similar kind of number, and it will compare how much it is similar. Okay, you can, by seeing the text we can understand, right? Money back guarantee, refund policy 30 days, it is almost 90% matching, the meaning is matching. But when you compare with pasta and refund policy, how much it is related, it is nowhere related. That is why you are getting 0.08. Okay, even when you plot it, the refund policy will somewhere here. Okay, and pasta will be somewhere here. Okay, if you assume 3D plane, pasta will be somewhere here, so nowhere relevant. Okay, so that is how the text will be converted and it will be stored in the database. Okay, so for that, for converting from text to numbers, this vectors, we are using embedding models. For today I will use Google embedding. Okay, Google embedding. Okay, cool. So for loading the data, means for Google embedding, I have a specific package directly from LangChain. Okay, usually Google is a different one and LangChain is a different company. But what they did to make our work easy, they have written a code. Okay, if I use this one directly, I can access Google model. Okay, I just need to mention what is the model name. But with the LangChain, I can easily access. The code will go via LangChain package. Okay, I'm importing this one, installing this one, and then also fires I need. I will also use this fires vector store. Okay, this fires. I will tell you why, what it is. Okay. Okay, cool. So I need, now I have to use, You can use OpenAI, you can use, there are a lot of models. Even here I mentioned, okay. There are a lot of models. Okay, so Google provides Gemini embedding. Okay, OpenAI mentions, OpenAI gives text embedding, Hugging Face. In Hugging Face, you can find a lot of models, but all mini LM is a famous one. And we have embed English, Nomic embedding. Likewise, there are thousands of embedding. Only difference how it got learned. Okay, it learned on its own data. In the sense, they collected data, they trained, and they created their embedding model. Okay. So the dimension will vary. Even the Google embedding, you can see one embedding model gives this, 768, and we have another, dimension like 1536 dimension. Another one is 3072 dimension. Okay, we are able to see 2 dimension, 3 dimension, right? But assume there is a 3072 dimension graph. In that, if you plot one dot, how it will be. Okay, in that way, all the values will be stored, and a new data point will go, and it will compare. If the dimension increase, no, we can access, we can compare the similarity easily. Okay, so, but again, it is based on the business requirement, cost, everything. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, fine. So now I install the packages, but I need to load the model. Before that, we created some API keys, right? And I asked you to save it over here, correct? I asked you to go here, and I asked you to mention here your some name, variable name, and paste your API key over here and enable. I already have it here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, they have mentioned how to access this API key. Okay, for example, I will tell you here. Okay, something. Okay, dummy where. Okay, and ABCD, and I'm enabling it. Okay, so when I put this, okay, when I put this, and when I call this one, okay, can you see ABCD is here? Okay, this is how I'm going to access my Open API, sorry, Gemini API key. Okay, never ever use API keys directly. Okay, if someone use, even though it is free, I strongly suggest you to save it in a secret place. Okay, like this in VS Code we have other techniques. In IDEs we have other techniques. I will teach you tomorrow that how to do that. Okay, so this is not required now. So now I'm going to use this name. Okay, and I'm not gonna print it. Okay, I'm just simply importing the packages. Okay, and to load the model. Okay, to load the model. Okay, so here I installed, right? LangChain, Google, Gemini. Okay, so I'm just calling and I'm saying Google AI, this is the model I want. Okay, and I'm directly passing my API key here. Okay, done. I loaded the embedding. Okay, embedding model is ready now. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, name is different. Okay, embedding model is ready. Okay. Initiate embedding. Okay, and then now I need to, for example, I will show you some example for how embedding looks. Okay, so embedding dot, okay, query. Instead of hello world, okay, what I want to say, okay, uh, welcome to Gen A webinar. Okay, So how this text is converted into numbers, vectors. Okay, we'll see that. Sample vector equal to. I'm converting and I'm storing it in the variable. Okay. A new cell. Can you see? The word is converted into some vector format. And what is the length of this? Len of sample vector. 3072, which means this Google embedding model uh, draws a graph with the 3072 dimensions. Okay. So this is a sample one. Along with this, now I need to embedding and storing in the vector database will do it parallelly. Okay. For that, I'm using Facebook. Facebook, they have store option. Okay. FIAS we call it as. Okay. That is what I installed here. You can see, yeah, pip install FIAS now Facebook AI service. Okay. So similar to such that is. Okay. Vector db equal to, okay, Facebook from docs. Okay, I need to import first from langchain dot community dot vector store import FIAS or FAIS as you can call. Okay, so I'm giving the chunk. You can see, right? I am passing the chunks here, whatever I used here, reg chunks, right? This one, and I am passing the embedding model I'm passing, and I'm passing the chunk. Okay. This done. Store. Okay. Done. Share vector stores. What next? Now we created, and actually vector store is actually ready. Okay. The vector store, which means vector database. Now this we call it as vector store. It will run in our RAM local memory and in a temporary one. Okay. If you want to save it, okay, you can save it like this. Save local with some name, FIAS index, something like this. Okay. So you can see it over here. Wait for a while. It's taking some time. Huh. So in the name of whatever name I mentioned, it is stored. You can download it. Now the data is stored. It is stored in the vector DB directly. This is one segment, what we discussed before. Okay. This one, we collected the raw data. Okay. Raw data, extracted that one and chunk it, embed it and stored in the vector. One indexing segment done. Okay. Indexing segment done. What is next? Query segment. Okay. Query segment. So for query segment, okay, query and retrieval. Yeah. Okay. So for that, I should ask a question, right? The first thing is question. User will ask a question, correct? So query is something like it's an HR policy, right? So what are the types of leave I have? Okay, this is the query. I just ask the query. Okay, and then what we have to do? Now query is ready. Then we have to convert this query. Okay, we have to convert this query and then we have to pass it to the model. Okay, but for that also we have easy technique. Okay, we simply pass this to the vector naming. Okay. Vector, sorry, I will put result equal to vector db similarity and query. Remove all this. I am passing this directly query. Since the vector db, this question, this segment, okay, it is already included the embedding, no? Where it is? Embedding already, sorry. So the vector db already have my chunks and also embedding technique. So what it will do, when I pass the query, first this will go to the embedding, it will convert into text and it will check the similarity. Okay. And what is K? A person just asked. Yeah, I will explain. Okay. What is K? Now we have total 12 chunks, right? We have 12 chunks, correct? In that, give me 2 chunk. That is what the K denotes. Okay. That is what the K denotes. When I say this, okay. Or let's see. And result, you can see len of result. You can see 2, no? If I change it to 5, you will see 5, which means out of 12 chunks, it retrieved top 5 chunks. Okay, it will give similarity score. Okay, for example, chunk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and I ask the query. Okay, I ask the query. It will compare this one with the chunk 1. What is the similarity percentage? Assume 0.5 and this is 0.08. This is 0.02. This is 0.60. This is 0.78. This is 0.998. This is 0.95. Something like this. Okay, 0.5 or 0.45, 0.35, something. Okay. Now it gives score for all the chunks. When I say k equal to, when I say k equal to 2 or when I say k equal to 5, this will bring top 5. So out of this, what are the top 5? This one, 2, 3, 4, below 50, this is 50, no? This is 5. Okay. These chunks will be retrieved. And one person asked, why can't I use all 12 chunks? Okay, again, it is same. If I ask one person to read the entire document, it will be difficult, no? For him to answer the question. If he read the entire document and if he read, it will be difficult. So what I'm doing a similarity search and I'm picking top 5 chunks, and then this one I will pass it to LLM. Clear? I will pass the top 5 because my answers are there in this top 5 answers, top 5 chunks. These chunks doesn't have relevant answer. Then why should I pass? Token consumption, time taken, everything matters, right? So to avoid all this, I'm checking similarity search and I'm picking top 5 or top n, top k values. Clear? Vignesh? Everyone clear? Yes? Okay. But yeah, I got top 5, but now how it will be arranged? This will be like 1 and then 4 and then 5, 6, 7. Okay. My output, the retrieved chunk will be 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. But what is the percentage? When I say the similarity percentage is 0.5, this one is 0.6, and this one is a 0.78, this one is 0.98, this one is 0.95. So which one is most similar one? Which chunk is the most similar one? Maximum score. Which one got? Which chunk got a maximum score? Come on, guys. 6. Yeah. Then the second one, 7. Third one, 5. Fourth one, 4. The last one, it is 1. This is called re-ranking. Okay. First I retrieved, okay, I retrieved a relevant chunk from the database, from vector database, okay, and I rearranged it. If I want, I can use all this. If not, I can pick top 3. Okay. First I picked top 5. Now I am picking, I rearranged in that whichever is top 3, I am picking that. Okay. Either you can pass again, you can pass all 5, or still if you want to refine it, can pick top 3 from this. Okay. This is retrieval. This is no re-ranking. Okay. That segment will execute now. Now I retrieved. I will show you the result. Okay. Maybe for dog in result and print dog dot page content. I comma. Don't get confused. Just I'm designing to show in a good way or to showcase. Okay. So result one. This is the first chunk. Okay, which has leave policy. Okay. What did I ask? What are the types of leave I have? So first chunk has leave policy. Okay, and then second chunk has a portion of leave policy. Again, third chunk somewhere. Okay, attendance tracking, and this is also the attendance is related to leave, right? So it brought this one. And yeah, sorry, here it has types of casual leaves and all. Okay, fourth chunk holiday leaves. Okay, and fifth chunk it is talking somewhere annual performance based on so and so, late penalty and approved leaves. Okay, it is not only based on exact word, but also if the word no meaning or somewhere it is relevant, it will bring. Okay, so now I just retrieved. Okay, I didn't do the re-ranking. Okay, for re-ranking, okay, for re-ranking, re-rank. Okay, so I will use another model. Okay, I will use the. Okay, I will put this in a 2 segment. Okay, I will use cross encoder. Okay, cross encoder. This you can. It is a package from a sentence transformer. Okay, cross encoder. Again, this will work on a semantic way and find what are the best score. Which chunk has the most best score. Okay, somewhat like that. Okay, for that I need this line. Okay, and then okay, you can see right how how I read the chunk page dot document, correct? And I have to pass 2 things, my chunk along with the question. Okay, I have to pass my chunk along with the question. So it's nothing but okay, list comprehension only. Okay, in a for loop I am passing the doc along with the query. Okay, it will compare query with the each chunk and it will give the score. Okay, score, and then we can rank it. So for dog in ranked dog, print dog dot. Okay. Chunk one. Okay. 3.1 maybe scores I will print. 3.27 minus 4. Okay, minus 1. This is the first. This is the top, right? 3.1. And minus 1 is the second. And then minus 4. And then 10. Okay. So it'll rank in this way. First chunk will place in the first. Third chunk will come to the second. And then rest. Okay. It rearrange the content. Okay. Simple form. Okay. Now I retrieved, I rearranged. Okay. I retrieved and rearranged. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to generate the output. Okay. Sure. For that, again, I'm going to use Google model. Okay. Google Gemini 2.5 Flash model. Okay. Shade 2.5 Flash. Okay. For that also, I'm importing the package. Okay. LLM. So using LangChain, I'm importing and just simply saying Gemini 2.5 model and use my Gemini API key. This one again, from where I have taken this one. Here I stored Gemini API. Okay. Instead of directly giving my API key, I'm using here. Okay. What is this temperature? Temperature will help you to, you are instructing to the model, the language model, how creative it should be. Okay. If it is 0, there is no creativity. It will not create anything extra. Okay. If it is 1, more creativity. Okay. It will create a lot. It will write a good story and all. Okay. Even if it is not there, it will start writing a story. Okay. That much creativity will work. So we have to optimize based on the business requirement. We have to uh, optimize the value. Here I am bringing, or I have to answer only based on the document, right? I don't want any creativity, so I'm giving temperature as 0. Okay, I'm just initiating the model. And yesterday we discussed one more thing, right? Prompt. I have to give a prompt. Okay, prompt template. I'm creating some template here. Okay. Okay. I'm just giving an instruction, something like you are a very helpful assistant. Okay. You will provide answers based on given query and context only. Okay. And what I will provide, I will give the context. Context is nothing but whatever information we retrieved from our vector store. Okay. That is context. Okay. Wait. We just retrieved here. One more point I missed here. Okay. We retrieved, but we didn't merge it actually. It is still in the doc format. Okay. I need to merge it actually. Okay. I need to merge all the document. No, for that, okay, I'm writing this code. Okay. In a single context, all the chunk values will be retrieved. Okay. Maybe okay, in a single word. Okay. In a single word, all the values will be merged. So context, and I'm giving context and query. Okay. And also, yesterday I said, okay, we have to instruct the model. We have to give more clarity. So it will perform accordingly. Correct? Do you remember? So I'm giving additional information, something like try to give short and to the point answer. Okay, the system suggested. Okay, do not use any other information, because the LLM has a lot of information, but I don't want all those. Okay, other than the context and queries. Okay, and then um, do not include preamble. Okay, preamble is nothing but whenever you ask a question in the chat GPT, before giving an answer, it will say some lines, one or two line words, you will get it. Do you remember? Some, as you requested, or something like, yeah, your idea is, if you ask LLM to, ChatGPT to evaluate your project or your idea, instead of evaluating, it will say, I have read your document, and step by step, based on the evaluation, I am telling this. This is a kind of preamble, some additional information, some prefix, suffix. That is what we call it as a preamble. So I'm saying, don't include any preamble. Okay. Temperature, Vignesh, you ask, set a temperature 0, then why we need to give more context? In the sense, okay, sometime, okay, the model, it will use some other information. It is not creativity, but if it has any information, that will use. Okay, creativity is something like Gen it has one thing to create something new, but the model has from some default context in the backend, it may provide that. So it may get hallucinated. Okay, though I mentioned 0, it may get hallucinated. So as a secondary verification, two-step authentication, right? In the same way, along with the temperature, I'm mentioning, don't include any other information or something like that. This context will help. This is what I'm passing to the model. This is the actual document, and this is the question. Compare the question and the actual document. Based on this context, you give me the answer. Okay. And also I can say, try to give answers within 200 uh, words. Okay. Or, yeah, 200 words. Okay. Fine. So these are the prompts I'm giving for the model. I'm setting. Okay. I'm setting a prompt. Okay. And again, I have a easy code. Okay. Actually, for this, without LangChain, we have to write almost um 15 to 17 lines of code to, sending the prompt, sending the, including the chat GPT model, everything. Okay. But LangChain provides a prompt template. Okay. So in that, we can easily say, what is my prompt and what are the information I'm going to pass. Here, I didn't mention any content, no, but here I'm mentioning. Okay. So you take input variable, context as a first input variable, first position, and question as a second one. Okay. And this is the prompt template. You use it. This is the template. Okay. So I just created the prompt template, and now I'm going to ask the model to generate. Okay. So this is how generate. Okay, I will answer for you for now. Okay. Generate output. Generate output. Okay, fine. One thing I missed here. Okay, what happened? Prompt templates, input variable, text, all working fine. Usual one. Okay, fine. I think I didn't run that. Okay. And now, okay, file prompt. So see here. Okay. The question I asked before, it is like, what is the question? And we asked somewhere here, we asked, I think. Yeah, what are the types of leave I have? That is the question. And my model responded something like, you have following types of leave: casual leave, sick leave, so and so. Okay. Next time I no need to run all this. Simple one. Okay. Simply I can do this. Okay. I'll tell you. So we'll merge all the chunking one. Sorry. Last segment one. Whatever code we have written from here. Okay. This segment and query segment, all this. Okay. From here we'll merge it. Okay. So I already written it separately. Those, yeah, I planned. Okay. Like if I type everything manually, it will take long time. We have to complete by 9 now. So I have a predefined one. Okay. The same thing, whatever is there, you can compare this file. I'll share this file later. You can compare whatever code is above. The same is copy pasted here in the below. Okay. So now I have all this. See, I'm loading the LLM model. I am doing the re-ranking one. Okay. And vector similarity search, re-ranking, prompt template, prompts. Okay. I'm just running this. What is the error? Okay, API key. Okay. Okay. Done. Now I can ask a new question. Okay. Maybe I will open the document. Okay. I hope the document is visible. Okay. Maybe I can ask standard working hours. Okay. What is the standard working hour from? It is like Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., including 1 hour lunch break, also and so. Okay. And if I want, again, something like this. Okay. Next. Um, what, how much, how much can I can claim for internet expenses? Okay. Up to 1,000 rupees per month. This is also available somewhere here. You can see. Yeah. Okay. And to make something like a chat bot, okay, continuous chat. Okay, simple thing we can do. Simple code. Okay. While true, I will ask query. Okay. Is this question? Okay. And if query exit. I'm just simple one. Okay. No, Naveen ROM recordings will not be provided. Okay. So what I can ask now. Okay. Like what question? How many days of leave I will get for get as sick. 8 days per year. Okay. And again it is continuing. Okay. So you can ask next question. Like what are the other questions I can ask? Salary structure. What are the segments fall under salary slip? It is not the exact word, but you can see, right? Check. Basic salary, HRA, conveyance, special allowance, PF, ESI, as per statutory so and so. Okay. Basic HRA, conveyance, special allowance, also so and so. Okay. Yeah, I will give the code file, no worries. Okay. And someone, okay. Pranav asked, no, I'm learning RAG with, is it necessary in a production grade industry? No, you can use with, see, all the LangChain or whatever packages are there. It has, default code for JavaScript. Okay, even for C++, not C. You have for C++, JavaScripts. Okay, Java, Python, even curl codes are there. Okay, so here you're just learning the concept. Okay, same thing you can implement in JavaScript also. The code will vary slightly. If you check the official website, you can get the particular code line. Okay. Okay, fine. So if I type exit, you get exited. Okay. I am just downloading this file. Download IPNB. Okay. Just downloaded the chat. I pasted in the chat. Okay. So I pasted the file in the chat. Hope everyone received it. Yes. Received? Yes. So what are the things? Check Shivani, check your chat box again, Swaroop. Maybe I will paste it again. I'm getting mixed response here. One minute, 1 minute. Stop. Okay, my team will send you. Okay, my team will send you. Um, okay, no worries. Again, they will say put it in the chat box. You will receive it. I shared to everyone, and many people said no, it is received. Only few of you are facing issue. My team member will send you that document. Okay. Sir, tell me the project ideas. Okay, that is what the next question is actually. Okay, the second next question. Okay, now I gave a overview. Okay, what is RAG? Where how to implement a simple RAG. Okay. Check team check. No, people check. My team already shared it again. Okay. Okay, fine. So now tell me where you can implement this one in your area. Where and all you do you think you can implement this? Yes. Tell me. We saw all this. Code files already shared. Okay. Okay. So tell me where you can implement this. If I get a good number of same kind of response, maybe tomorrow we are going to take one use case and we are creating one application and we are going to deploy it. Okay, with the same code. Okay, almost same code. To make a UI, we need something extra with a Streamlit. Okay, but with the same document. Now tell me where we can implement. You guys want HR documents? Okay. Okay. E-commerce chatbot. Okay. Yeah, we'll deploy it tomorrow, not locally, cloud. Okay, we'll deploy it online. It will be able to access using URL. Okay, HR docs. Okay, yeah, I share the HR docs. You will receive it shortly. Okay. E-commerce, medical, customer support, HRMS. Okay, fine. Okay, I will review all the chat once again after this meet, and I will pick a good one. Okay, or the famous one, or we'll come up with some interesting one. Okay, okay, fine. So common issues what we will face. Okay, so you have to do the chunking, proper chunking. Okay, if the overlap is no, if you miss the overlap or if the chunk size is too much or too less, again it will affect. Okay, so make ideal number of chunk size and with the overlap. Okay, to maintain the context. Okay, so use the use the same embedding technique for uh, first level of vector base to create the vector base, and same embedding technique or embedding model for a query also. Using a different embedding model will not work. Okay, for example, if you used Google embedding for creating a vector database for the data, raw data, and if you are using OpenAI embedding for a query, it will not work. Okay, the no values will be in a different way. The you will still know if the dimension is same. If in case if the dimension is same, you will get output, but it will not be relevant. Okay, fine. So too much of chunking. If the k values, yeah, I have thousands of chunks in my database, and if I get if I use 20, 30, or 40 chunks, it will have lot of irrelevant information. Okay, unwanted information. And if I pass that, you saw it in the last. No, we are passing whatever we retrieved, we are passing it to the LLM, right? So if it is too much of irrelevant information or unwanted information, that is waste. Okay, so use top 5 or some if it is 1,000 chunks, use top 5 or top 10. Okay, that is more than enough. um, as I said before, okay, tomorrow maybe I will use the metadata. Okay, metadata will help you to filter the document. Okay, for example, if I have 1,000 chunks in the vector DB, and using a filter, we using a metadata, I can filter. Okay, for example, in the filter, if it's like India, and I can pass that India, only the chunks which has a metadata India, that will be filtered first, and then it will give the score. Okay, and then it will pick the top k chunks. Both the documents are shared and code files are shared. Okay, you will receive it shortly. Okay, and add the threshold. We didn't use this today, tomorrow we'll use it. Okay, so for example, I will say you ask something. Okay, and all the chunks are less than 0.5. Okay, I will say this. Mm, okay, so for example, I'm having 5 chunks, okay, or 10 chunks, and the query is something, okay. All the chunk score is, the relevancy score is 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.45, something like this, okay, which means it is not that much relevant, right? Half of, no, almost irrelevant, right? So in this case also, the system will pick the top 3, okay, though it is irrelevant, it will pick this one, and based on this it will give a output, okay. So it is best to set the threshold. If it is above uh, 0.5 or above 0.6, you use it. Maybe one or two data point will be above 0.5 or 0.6, something like this. In this case, even if you ask k of 5, if you have only 2 chunks, it will give only 2 chunks, okay. Cool. This is the purpose of threshold. Okay. So tomorrow we'll build a complete end-to-end application in a py file, and uh, we'll use Streamlit to create a UI. Okay, Streamlit framework to create a UI. In that we'll do all the chunking, everything. Okay, um, retrieval, everything, and then we'll deploy it on the cloud, either Hugging Face, Streamlit Cloud, Render, or anywhere. Okay, and live URL will help you to use this. Okay, so final one. What part of RAG concept was most exciting, or you learned, or you feel it is nice? What part of RAG surprised you? Someone is saying that I'm Chennai developer. Okay, chunking. Okay, fine. You will get the, okay, embedding. Okay, cool. Okay, top K, re-ranking. Okay, before you didn't use re-ranking, now you learned re-ranking. Great, great. Okay, fine. Okay, so where you will implement this, we already discussed. Okay, so as said yesterday, today also you just uh, post whatever you learned in the LinkedIn. Okay, tag us. Okay, will no it. One thing is, you are sharing your knowledge, and also it will reach, your profile will reach whenever you tag. Uh, you know Whenever you tag GUVI, this hashtag, it will connect us, and whenever we like it, your profile will reach to max people. Okay, so use this one. Okay, with the keywords like hashtags like learn with GUVI, GUVI Geeks official, and day 2. Okay, mention all these 3. Okay, fine. 1 minute. Learn with GUVI, GUVI Geeks official. Okay, and day 2. Mention day 2. Okay. Wow. Actually, I didn't say, but people started asking, what is the task, right? What is the task? Maybe uh, download a document from online and go through the code file, whatever I shared today, and put it and take a screenshot of that, the Q&A part. Okay, means the result, the end part, and share that along within the description. You just share whatever you learned. Okay, clear? Just create your own RAG file in the IPNB file. Colab. Okay. Do a question and answer section as shown before. Here I showed this last segment. Okay, something like this. Okay, just take this screenshot. Along with this, add your answers. Sorry, learnings. Whatever you learned today, add it in the description. And your questions and answer, you put it over here. No, do it in the IPNB file. Take a screenshot and upload it. Okay. Okay, you don't have laptop. Okay, whenever you get a laptop, you just do the task. For today, you just whatever you learned, you just post it. Okay. Yeah, for LinkedIn, sharing your knowledge or whatever you learned today, that you can use using your mobile. You can upload using your mobile. Okay, fine, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow with the no. As you know, what are we are what we are going to discuss tomorrow. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll discuss. Okay, fine. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Bye. Okay. Okay.